In this video, we're going to be learning about a couple of different releases. First one that we're going to be learning is a diaphragm release. For the diaphragm release, we're going to be using our hand. But if you find that your hands are a little bit too sensitive, grab a handy dandy little wooden spoon or a rubber spatula, because we can use this to start to leverage that area of our diaphragm so we can start to open it up. So I'm going to start with just the hands. You want to find your sternum. This is where my throat is. If I draw a line down, I'm going to get to where my sternum is. As I drop down, there's going to be this upside down V shape that comes underneath my chest. This is my rib cage. So I want you to just feel, really feeling that whole area. And as you push your fingers in, you'll feel the bones. Now, I want you to go just below where the bones are. And I want you to feel right underneath, almost as though you could grab underneath your ribs. Now this is where your diaphragm lives, is underneath your ribs. And I want you to start to curl over as you're standing up. You're gonna curl over and you're gonna relax your belly. Just curl down, relax your belly, and then you're gonna take your fingers and you're gonna stick them in and hook them in and up. Now, sometimes this feels a little bit uncomfortable. If it does, it means that your diaphragm is too locked up. I want you to imagine that you can grab the insides of your ribs, and then what you're gonna do from here is you're going to pull them apart. And then all you're gonna do is stand up, keep your fingers pressing in, and start breathing in through your mouth into your belly. Keep that pressure. And relax. Shake your hands out. Now, sometimes this can be quite a bit of a hand workout. So if you find that your fingers are a little bit weak, we use the tool. So grab a handy dandy little wooden spoon or a rubber spatula. Feel for where those ribs start to make that curve. And then you're gonna take that tool and you're gonna place it right in through there, just underneath the ribs. I'm gonna press that tool in and up. I'm gonna lift up on my ribs a little bit, and then I'm just gonna breathe. Allowing that tool to sink deeper each exhale. Two more. Last one. Slowly let that tool come out. You can place it down for a moment. And I want you to just take a couple of breaths. Move your body around. Notice how it feels. What you might find is that one side feels really, really open and the other side feels totally locked down. So let's release the other side now. So you're gonna take your tool, once again, you're gonna put it in your guiding hand, which is the hand on the same side as what you're releasing. You're gonna use your other hand and you're gonna find right where that curve is of the rib cage. You're gonna take your tool, you're gonna place it in just a little bit below there. That way when you push in, you're not pushing right on the bone. We wanna be just below where the bone is. And then you're gonna take your other hand and you're gonna use that as your driving hand. You're gonna push in and up. And then all you're gonna do from here is lift your ribs and breathe. Fill up those lungs. One more time. Good. Slowly let that tool come out. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to release these teeny tiny little muscles along our ribs. In between these two ribs is going to be a little muscle, and I'm going to use my finger to press in to that rib. Here's how I'm going to do this. I take my two fingers, I'm going to stack my middle finger on top of my index finger. This is going to give me a little bit more driving pressure. Then I'm going to take that and I'm going to find an area in between my ribs that's a little bit doesn't feel so good. So you're gonna poke around your ribs a little bit, and you're gonna find an area that you're like, ooh, that's a little bit sore. You're gonna take your other hand, do from here is you're gonna press in, and then all you're gonna do is you're gonna pull that either backwards or forwards right along that groove line a little bit. And then you're gonna breathe in. Lifting those ribs up. And then you'll just relax. And what this is gonna do is it's gonna start to open up each one of these ribs and allow them to open up more and allow them to close more properly. So the next one, if you haven't done this with me yet, I want you to do this one with me. Strum up and down to feel for where those ribs are. And then you're gonna start to feel with your other hand just for where any of that discomfort is. The only thing that we wanna make sure is that we're not on the floating ribs. Your last 2 ribs are gonna be floating ribs. So we wanna stay on the ribs that are connected. Now, once you find that spot that you're like, ooh, that one's a little bit tender, all you're gonna do is you're gonna make your tool, you're gonna press in with those fingers, and then you're gonna take your other hand and use it as a guide. You're gonna press in, and you're either going to lift up or down along that diagonal line that your ribs are. Once you find the direction, use that tool, press in, and then breathe. Push those fingers out. So almost as if I'm pushing in and I can breathe to expand my ribs out. That's what we're looking for. One more breath. And exhale. Take a moment, shake it out, and just take a breath. So let's finish with releasing our vagus nerve. So the way that we're gonna do this is really, really simple. You're gonna feel for where, at first, your ear and your jaw meet. Now there's a muscle right along this line that if I turn my head this way, it's gonna activate. Right underneath that is our carotid artery. If we push on this too hard, what happens is the blood starts getting cut off from our brain. This is not so much that we're pressing in, but we're stretching these 2 areas apart from each other. We have our sternocleidomastoid, we have our carotid artery, but then we also have our vagus nerve. We start having all of this tension in our neck, and that starts to cause our vagus nerve to become overly tensioned. What we can do with this release is start to retone our vagus nerve so that it smooths out. And that will start to downregulate our nervous system, putting us in a more calm state. So the way that we're gonna do this release is you're gonna take your one hand, that's going to be your hand that goes along the jawline, and then you're gonna take your opposite hand, you're gonna funnel it through, and you're going to actually put it right along the line of your neck. And what you wanna do is you wanna imagine that with this hand, I'm sticking to the skin and I'm pulling the skin down. Instead of sliding and gliding along this area, I'm gonna stick to that skin and I'm gonna pull it down. That's gonna naturally make my head want to go this way. The reason why I take my other hand and I press it this way is because now I've got a 2-way stretch between my jaw and my neck, right at that line where the vagus nerve is. You're gonna take your right hand and you're going to place it on your left side of your neck. You're gonna take your left hand and you're gonna place it on the left side of your jaw. Now what you're gonna do from here, I'm gonna turn to the side a little bit. All I want you to do is I want you to press that jaw up and you're gonna pull that skin on your neck down. You're gonna take your head and you're gonna turn it to the right, and then all you're gonna do is you're gonna squat down a little bit and you're gonna breathe. In through the mouth, out through the mouth. Looking up to the ceiling. Turning that head a bit more. Now what you'll find is as you do that, that whole left side of your body will start to relax. And you may find that the right side of your body is a little bit more tense. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna take your right hand, you're gonna place it along your right side of your jaw. You're gonna funnel that left hand through and place it right on the side of your neck. Just gonna turn your head to the left, and you're gonna squat down, and you're gonna breathe. Pushing that jaw up a little bit more. Last breath. As we start releasing and relaxing this vagus nerve more and more, we start reconditioning our body, and we recondition our nervous system away from the stress response and into a calm, relaxed response. So I want you to play around with these exercises, and if you have any questions, obviously send them over to the community. I'm happy to help you, and I'm sure the rest of the community is happy to help you and guide you through any questions that you have. So now that we've released our diaphragm and we've calmed our nervous system down, in the next video, we're gonna jump into our breathing exercises. So I'll see you in the next video.